So good afternoon. I'm here in Jevon, running to be your next MEA president. MEA to me started with 32 people from different backgrounds brought together by the same course. It then expanded to a bigger family as I kept meeting more and more MEAs. The next thing I knew, the family became 210 and then even bigger. It was not only the family that grew. I also grew a lot in my 3 years in MEA. I started off my leadership journey in MEA as a 1YDC alongside 6 passionate individuals. Now I am leading my own cluster as a VP for MDA. I've learned so much and even developed a couple of talents along the way. So yeah, MEA has helped me grow, but it has also grown a lot these past few years. We saw MEA build itself up as a strong home organization, and then from there we went to formation for impact. We then tried to make MEA's identity not just a strong home organization, but also as a premier business organization. So where do we go now? I believe that last year already set MEA up for the right direction. This is why I believe we should even further concretize our identity. However, this cannot just happen overnight. This is why I came up with a 3-year plan, setting up objectives per year to be able to concretize this identity. I see next year as a continuation of efforts, and as a way to address MEA's identity in a dual aspect. It has always been hard to balance both home org and business org, but I believe that this should not be the case because both should go well along together. On the second year, I believe that there is a need to strengthen that identity. And on the third year, on our 50th anniversary, I believe that we should fully concretize that identity in terms of how we apply our CC and CA. So while this year I uplifted MEA's HR through going back to the roots of through MEA's mentor projects and ensuring that MEAs are taken care of through the HR department. Next year, I want to uplift the entire MEA through strengthening MEA's identity to further impact society. My first point then is uniting purpose. So, as an organization, our leaders must have the shared vision as our central board. There's a need to unite their individual purposes for their projects and the overall purpose of MEA. I believe that if we want to actually continue with our direction, we must start with our leaders. Members of the CB and ABs do not fully understand our competency and advocacy, and I believe this is a big problem. And I believe that there are enough people who can impart this knowledge to them, such as the past CB members. Next is to instill a mindset of innovation within the CB and AB members to be able to go to that direction. While we encourage this every year, we have to go back to the roots of our project and ask why we do them and for who we do them. There should be a map of all the projects at the start of the year and see how the succession of these projects build up to the MEA. Every year, when we ask how our CC and CA is applied in a student level, we say it is through effective project management. While I believe that this is true, I see the need to develop a framework to fully concretize them. These frameworks will help in promoting thinking sustainably and strategically within projects. We must also make sure that ABs feel as one board by allowing them to collaborate through our YPS. We can give them avenues to also contribute ideas to other projects to further improve on them. They and eventually members of MEA should feel that they are not only working for their own project, but contributing to the greater MEA. Now that our leaders have aligned their motivations with MEA's vision, where do we go next? We then try to create a lasting impact on our members. We do this not only through showing them as leaders how we practice our CC and CA, but also relay the same knowledge to our members so that we can create impact for others. Right now, a lot of our members do not see the value for CC and CA. While we have efforts like MCG and MSI that try to provide avenues for our members to practice them, we must first raise that awareness and knowledge in our members before we actually get them involved in these types of projects. As a strong home organization, I believe we can leverage on this and bring our CC and CA closer to the MEA. One way to do this is to integrate it within our projects. We can start from steps and then to other projects in a logical build-up. There should be a need to instill the knowledge of how our CC and CA is applied. I want to do this by first simplifying terms. While our competency and advocacy have their own operational definitions, I believe we have to make it more relatable for them through basic terms and applications. The next step, after they are knowledgeable, is to actually apply the CCCA. There's a need to understand how ME and our CCCA are related, and I believe this can be done through GTKM and MCG. Similarly, MSI and MCG engagements can help members practice our CCCA in a real aspect. However, to have lasting impact, we also have to have member sustainability. We must show how we are still home. There has to be year-long avenues for growth, whether it be things from ACADS or HR department. If we want our identity to be fully concretized, the impact on our members should last, so in the future years, more of MEA will be impacted. Lastly, while we have looked at our leadership and creating impact on our members, we have to make sure MEA as a whole is sustainable. This is where my third point comes in. I want MEA's different clusters to fit together. This year saw the rise of the HR department and more interaction between clusters. We have to make sure that these clusters are able to be utilized properly so that they can deliver maximum impact. To the internal audit of MEA and the plans of the incoming CP, I plan to create avenues to further streamline our projects. I believe that as MEA, we shouldn't operate independently but as one. So this is a sample framework of how MEA's projects can work together. Through these 3 points, we go back to our vision. For the current year, we want our organization's leaders to be aligned with the same purpose. We want also to build our future leaders by creating a lasting impact on them. And we want to make sure that MEA is great by fitting together all the different clusters. So uplift starts with you. So as an organization, we are not just projects and departments, but we stand because of our members. At the end of the day, as MEAns, we have to realize that on an org of 800 members, not everyone is going to be active. But I believe everyone should be able to call MEA their home. Everyone should be able to say, in MEA, I learned to do good business. That in MEA, I learned to become a better leader. And that's where I want to lead MEA. Again, I am Jevon, running to be your next MEA president. And I'm going to leave you guys with one question. MEA more?
MEA more!
Thank you for believing that as MEA, we are capable of doing so much more.